Good morning. Today we are going to talk about one of the topics of digital marketing, which is the SEO, the search engine optimization. And what we mean by search engine optimization is a set of activities that you do or your website does in order to appear in the first page of the search engine. Let's say the search engine is Google. It's a set of activities you do to appear in the first page of Google, which is called the SERP. So your aim here is to appear in the SERP and in a good rank in the SERP. So it's not enough to appear in the first page, but if you can do more to appear in the first result in the first page will be great. So those set of activities should be done in regular basis. Let's start with the story of SEO. What do we mean by the SEO? When we talk about SEO, what do we mean really by the word SEO or search engine optimization? We are going to start with how many search engines actually um, are existing right now or were existing before. Is it only Google? No. The answer is definitely no. Let's discover some of them. So what do we have is Google, Yahoo, MSN, Likes, AltaVista, Yandex, and many, many others. So it's not only Google. So if it's not only Google, how can we understand how do they work? Why Google is the first one? What kind of technique? The first one, I mean the most famous one. What kind of technique they do to give you the best results you are asking for as a user? Okay, this is a very long story. It starts with the story of the web. Let's imagine the story of the web. When the web appeared or invented, let's say, the web were a kind of global library where we had one box, two box, three box, and then they started to be million of boxes in there. So if you go to a global library, you need to to memorize or to be able to uh, let's say remember the name, the exact name of the book you are searching for, which became kind of impossible to remember something like this. So what happened is that the library needed a librarian, a person that knows exactly what do they have in the shops there, what do they have in the book library, in the global book library. And this librarian should have a kind of technique to, let's say, to say, this is a good book for you, this is not a good book for you. I recommend this book for you, I don't recommend this book for you. So they should be having some kind of technique, or let's say algorithm, or let's say a way to work. Okay, how the librarian actually works in there. The librarian takes what you are searching for. Let's say that you go for google.com and in the search box you write down the word psychology. You are asking for whatever box talks about, or website, let's say, website talks about psychology. So the librarian, as we assumed before, the international web is just a worded library. The librarian takes the order and starts to search for you for a website or a book that talks about psychology. What he does is that he takes your word. He starts to search in the librarian did this. He starts to search in the title of the book. Not the title of the book of any of the books we have in the library have the word psychology. The, the content, the content of the book, the pages of this book contain this word psychology, and how many times the word psychology is mentioned into these pages. And if we have any summary about these pages, so the summary, it tells us exactly what the page talk about. So did the summary have the word psychology? And another thing, they search for references. Other grade box talks about psychology and say, hey, X book is actually talking about psychology and it's a grade book. So if he can find the X book title with the word psychology, if he can find in the X book pages the word psychology repeated many times, if he sees any summaries about the book that mentioned about the X book that mention any word psychology in it, and he can see other grade books about psychology, they mention the X book again as a great reference for psychology. This means that's it. X book is the best book for psychology. X book is the one that I will give you. I have million and million of books about that talk about psychology, but this one is the best one, believe me, because he has your search word, your keyword in every word. Okay, and other Gitbox also are referring to Xbox as a great source of psychology. That's exactly what happens in real life. That's exactly what happens in web. That's exactly what the search engine does in web. They ask for the word, the keyword that you type in the search, and they started to see it or to search for it in many places in any website. Okay, that's a summary of the technique. How do they do this? And how can we optimize this? Uh, we are going to talk about this in the upcoming sessions. Let's take only one, let's say only one technique from the mentioned techniques. Uh, from what I mentioned before in the previous techniques, and we talk about it right now, and then the rest we are going to talk about in the upcoming sessions. One of the techniques is the keyword. So I have, when I build my website, I have to take it to keep in mind that the keyword is the key of everything there. There is no SEO without keywords. The keyword is the most thing, the most successful factor in the SEO. This means I have to put myself in the shoes of the user. I have to try to search for what he is searching for, to try to find out what is the most searched keyword, what is the most searched term my audience, my niche audience are searching for. If I am uh, if I'm talking about digital marketing, what is the most searchable word? Is it digital marketing? Does my audience here, let's say in Egypt, type the word digital marketing? And how many times they type it per month? They type it for, let's say, 1 million times? Or they type online marketing instead? Or maybe they mention it in Arabic. Maybe they type it in Arabic, they don't type it in English. So you have to find out what is the exact keyword, what is the keyword, and what is the keyword they are searching for, because the most searchable keyword is the most important one for me. One other factor you have to keep in mind when I choose the keywords that I will build my website for is the competition. When I type down in Google, let's say, let's have something together right now. Check this example. Okay, let's go for Google, for example. Here we go for Google. Another factor we have to take in mind, not only the how many times my keyword is searched, is also the competition in this word. I mean, when I write down digital marketing, for example, if I'm trying to search for the keyword digital marketing, okay, wow, take a look at this. What we do here, what we do have here is more than 2 billion search results. This means that the competition is really, really high on this word. So if I go for the word digital marketing or for the keyword digital marketing, means I will have to be competing with more than 2,970,000,000 results, which is a really big. Let's say if I choose another word, if I try to be specific, I'm not going to play for the word digital marketing. I'm going to be working on a word like digital marketing course, let's say Egypt. The results. Here the results is 18 million, which is fine, which is fine. Really, it's fine compared to the first one. With some techniques, with let's say following the exact techniques of the SEO, you may have the chance to appear in the first page. Plus, one more thing we have to mention. Okay, I'm not going to try to work so hard for SEO, and maybe I'm not, for whatever reason, and let's say not for whatever reason only, but also for whatever activity I do. It's quite impossible to appear with the SEO in the first page. Okay, fine. I will go for the SEM. I will pay for Google to let me appear in the first page. Let me tell you something very important, which is you cannot appear also with the SEM only. You cannot appear in the first page for a search engine because you pay for it only. You have to work for both. You have to pay and work for SEO. Why? Because search engines will never compromise their quality that guarantees for them a very good traffic for the sake of whatever result you gave them, for the sake of some fancy results that doesn't attract uh, their let's say audience. So they will not compromise the quality for whatever reason, even if you pay for them. Okay, so if you are going to pay for some ads from Google to make you appear in the first page, this means you have to work, you have to pay, and also you have to give attention to your SEO. So it's all that starts with SEO, and then it goes to the SEM later. We are going to talk about the rest of the techniques in the upcoming session. Thank you.